Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric VTuber, and here is where we learn a lot about the Unreal Engine for VTubing. And in my recent video, a lot of you asked in the comments if I would take the time to show you exactly how to set up a blueprint so you can teleport from one location to another. Here I am in my trailer in front of $4.6 million worth of Bored Apes. Let me ask you, was that the stupidest investment I ever made? I don't know, you tell me, but back to what this video is about. So where we are right now is, in the last video, I created this dock and I added my yacht and I added my boat. So I thought in this video, it would be nice to show you guys how I can create a little location right here and set the camera up properly. So when I hit one key on my keyboard, boom, I am right here with a great looking camera shot with a nice blurring in the background. And here's how to do it. Let's go down to the boat that I put in my last episode. I got this great yacht right here. And let's set up a scene right here where I can film right in front of the yacht. And so we're going to put a teleport location right here on the deck. And I'm going to set up all the different objects in order to do that. And then I'm going to build the blueprints for you. And I'm going to explain a little bit how blueprints work. And they can seem very intimidating at first, but trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to feel very confident on how to set up a teleporting scene. So the first thing that we want to add to this environment right here is the location where we're going to teleport to. And the way to do that is you come up to the menu right here where you can quickly add to the project. And the thing that you want to grab under basic is an actor. And now that I've added that actor, you can see there's the little pivot location right here. And I'm going to drag it to approximately where I want it. All right, and I think that I want it right there. Now, in order to get the camera placed right where we want it, we're going to need a reference point. This is the area, this is the location that we're going to teleport to, but we need to put in a character. I can use two different characters. If you've imported the third-person project, then you have a third-person character that you can bring in. And if you've already imported your Metahuman, and I imagine a lot of you who are on the channel have done so, then you can bring in your third-person character. And that's what I'm going to do today. So let me just take the mannequin, hit delete on my keyboard, and here is myself. This is Eric. And I'm going to place him approximately where I want him. And I'll just leave him right here for right now. So now the other object that I need is a camera. I'm going to go back up to the menu. And I'm going to slide all the way down to cinematics, and I'm grabbing the very first item, which is a cine camera actor. And I will grab that and drop it in. And that is now put the camera right here. Now I'm going to show you guys an incredible trick that's super helpful. If you had to take this camera and just keep rotating it like this and figuring out where the shot was that you wanted and keep doing things like this, it's very kind of time consuming. Look at this. I got to like figure it out, and then I got to rotate it. By the way, I'm using shortcuts on my mouse for my buttons, but I could be using these right here. Let me actually back up, and you can see that's for rotation and movement. But I've got multiple buttons on my mouse, so I've set up some shortcuts that I'm clicking right now to move that. Anyway, the point I was making is if you're going to do this with the camera, I mean, it's not terrible, but check this out. If you come over here to the right and you right click, you can say pilot the camera, and then it changes your viewport to the camera. So now I can line up my shot exactly as I want. Do I want to be really far away, or do I want to be a little closer and maybe make the shot just like that? And I do think that you should try to be close to your actor. If you've ever watched the news or any TV show, you know that when they're filming, they normally are up tight like this. So don't worry about the focus for right now. I'm going to explain that to you. But the cool thing is you just right click on your cinematic camera and you can turn on and off piloting. By the way, once you are piloting, you'll see there's a little button right here in the top left corner. You can click that to stop piloting as well. So now I've placed my camera where I want it to be. Now I like to do things very tidy, as you know, if you watch the channel. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to rename under edit. I'm going to rename the cinematic camera to boat camera. All right. That way, if I want to look it up later in the search, I can do that or group it together. I've now placed my boat camera right here. All right, so far, if you're following along, we've placed what? A actor, just a blank actor into the scene. Actually, while I have you, I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to that actor and I'm going to go to the edit menu again and I'm going to rename it to boat actor. All right, so they're right next to each other, the boat actor and the boat camera. All right, so I've placed those two things. Now let's go back to our camera, and to go back to the camera, I can just click the boat camera right here. You've got some settings that you want to change down here on the right. The first thing that I recommend that you change is where it has film back. Don't use the 16:9 digital film. Change that to a 16:9 DSLR type camera. That changes the camera type a little bit, gives us some different options. The other thing that you might want to do is down at the lens settings, you can take a look at what the f-stop is. And if you know a lot about cameras, you might want to change some of these settings. But in this case, I'm just going to use the drop-down menu where it says Universal Zoom, and I'm going to change it to a 30mm prime camera with an f-stop of 1.4. And with an f-stop of 1.4, that allows me to operate this in very low lighting. So I'm simulating very high-end camera technology right inside Unreal. Let's go back to our cinematic camera. I'm going to right-click on it so I can pilot the camera. And now I just want to take a look at my shot. And I'm going to go right there. Well, it's out of focus. So how do we change the focus? Let me close up some of these menus over here. And if you notice down here, there's one called Focus Settings, and it may be collapsed. So let's drop that down. And you'll notice that there is a manual focus distance. And this is where I can change the focus. Now, I wish the eyedropper worked in this example, and many times you can use an eyedropper and just click on an object, and it will actually put that object into focus. But for whatever reason, maybe it's because we're looking at a player character, it does not snap the focus. So I need to click in this box and just drag my mouse over to the left until I get exactly how I want the person to be in focus. And with this 30mm lens, you get this really nice blurring effect on the background of the boat. And that puts the actor, in focus while blurring some of the background. And that's at about 90. And just make sure by sliding your mouse, all I'm doing is clicking in here. Let's go back and set it again. I'm just holding down my left mouse and I'm just dragging to the left until I get the focus exactly where I want it. And that looks good right there. Okay? So we've set up the camera where we want. We've changed the settings properly. And we've put this teleport location. It's time to work on the blueprint. Now, how do you get to the blueprint? Right up here, if you notice where we were adding objects, is this little, looks like a Visio chart. And if you click this down, you'll see an item called level blueprint. There's many different types of blueprints, but what we're going to use for teleporting is a level blueprint. And the level blueprint is the blueprint associated with this level. Sometimes levels are called maps. If you're a gamer and you're playing different maps, you're going to use the term map. But in this kind of work where we're doing virtual production work, we're going to call these levels. So I open up the level blueprint. Now in my other video, I showed you guys that I had a lot of these different teleport blueprints, but some of you said it would be really cool if I showed you exactly how to make one. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to do it right under this one, the teleport to the green screen, because that's a different one. Now, how do I do it? Well, first, I'm going to explain a little bit about what blueprints are. Blueprints are essentially a visual programming language. And the way that you would add something to the level blueprint is just by clicking on your right mouse. And the first thing that I'm going to add is what keystroke do I want to hit for myself to teleport. So I just clicked right click. If I click left click, nothing happens. But if I click right click, up comes the menu. And you're going to see this thing context sensitive. It's trying to guess what I want to add. And if you don't turn this off, you may not find the item that you need. So remember, sometimes you're going to need to turn this on and off. And in this little search box, I want you to type the word key, K-E-Y. And you'll notice as you scroll down, there's keyboard events. And all of these symbols right here are the various keys on your keyboard. Now, if you have a numeric keypad, where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. off to the right, there's more keys available, but I'm going to assume that you guys, some of you don't have that type of keyboard, so I'm just going to take the J key. All right, and so now I've said, okay, when I do the J key, I want you to do something. And the way blueprints work is they kind of go from left to right. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to teleport. So I'm going to right click again, and I'm going to type teleport. Teleport. Now, if you notice, there's a lot of different teleports that come up when you're doing this. The one that you want is under the transformation menu. So now click the word teleport underneath transformation, because that's what we're doing. We're transforming from one location to another. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. Okay, so now we've got the J key, and what we're saying is when I press the J key, I want you to teleport. Now this piece of computer code, this object right here, needs some additional information, because all I said is, hey, when I push J, teleport. But what? What am I teleporting? Well, I want to teleport the player character. So when I right click again, this time I'm going to say, get the player character. And as soon as I get to like CH, enough has come up that I can click out that node. And so what I'm saying in this piece right here is, what am I teleporting? The player character. And so all I just click is from return value with my left mouse into the target. And I've now essentially answered the question for this node as to what I am teleporting. I'm teleporting the player character. Now it needs to know, well, where are you teleporting that person to? And that's why we created that character before. The boat actor and the boat camera. We're going to need both of these. Now, what I can do is just simply, if you've built your windows like I have, where you've overlaid these, I can simply grab the boat actor, not the camera, we'll use that one in a bit, but the boat actor, I can drag it onto the blueprint. All right, so now it has shown up there. And what I need to do is I need to right click and type in get actor location, because that's what I need to feed in. So as soon as I type enough, I can see get actor location and drag that right here. And you can move these around. So in order for this node to work, I need to answer the question, where am I teleporting to? So I will plug in the return value into the destination, and I will take the boat actor and use it as an input. So I'm saying get the actor location of this thing, and then answer the question over here, where's the destination? So now we've completed, when I push J, take the player character and teleport that player character to this destination. I probably am going to need to rotate it a little bit, and we'll come back in just a moment. Now I need to change what the player, the person, in this case it's me, I need to change what they are looking at, which is setting this view target. So we're going to add that node by right clicking again, and we'll type in set view target with blend. See this one right here? It's under game, player, set view target. Just click it, and that will add it in. And so now as our programming goes across, we're saying after I've teleported, now I need to change the view, and I plug that right in there. Well, I need to answer two more questions. What's the person looking at? Well, I need to get the player controller right here. So I just right click and type get the player controller. And there it is right there. I'll add that. And then I need to plug that into the target. And the last thing I need to do is say, well, what's the person looking at? The new view target. And in this case, I'm using the camera. So I'm going to come up here to the right to the other screen and grab the boat camera and drag it onto the blueprint. And I'm going to plug that in to the view target. Now, once I have done that, you can see I've literally replicated this other one, but with some different pieces. What key did I use? Where am I going to? And what camera, when I get there, am I going to be looking at? That's all done. So I'm going to click compile and click save. And the last thing, like you see here, I like everything to be tidy. So I'm going to draw a box. I'm just clicking and drawing a box around all of this. And then I right click and create a comment. And this is teleport. I can call it whatever I want. Teleport to the boat scene. All right. And let's see if it works. So I'm going to click compile again, click save, and I will minimize this window. And here we go. So I click play, and when I click play, it starts over at this location. But if I click the J button, boom, I have moved to the right location, and you can see my player has shown up. Now, I got pretty lucky, and this is a really good location right here. Let me hit escape. Because if you notice, I have two characters. I have the character that I added, but I also have myself. Now here is the location that I am teleporting to. Do you notice which way the red arrow is pointing? It's pointing directly out this way. So that's why I'm going to need to rotate my character, because he's not looking at the camera. Here's the camera right here, and the camera feels like it's about 45 degrees. If this is front, then over here would be 90 degrees. Feels like the camera's at about 45 degrees. So I'm going to come back to the blueprint, open it back up from the menu, and I'm going to come right here to the teleport, and where the Z-axis is, because the yaw, if you've ever flown a plane or know about flying planes, yaw is the nose of the plane going left to right. So because I am actually going in a negative direction, I'm going to type negative 45 degrees in the Z box, and that's going to pivot my character the direction that I need to. So let me click save. Let me click play. Let me hit J. And what you're looking at is Eric, but the actor where I'm actually teleporting to is the other character slightly to my left. So he's a little too far forward, and I can't quite tell if he's back enough. So let me make a change. Let's take this, move it here, and move it here. And let's try that again. And I think what's happening is because I'm standing right here, it's adjusting. So let me take my character and move Eric out of the way and try that again. And now he's there. Yep, he was getting in the way. And I don't like exactly where the camera is, but things are better. I'm just hitting escape. Each time I just click stop playing. That's exactly what was happening before. All right, so there we are. And now I'm actually at the right angle with the camera, but he's a little out of focus. So I'm going to hit escape again. All right, let's try 95 as the manual focus distance and click play and teleport over there. And that looks really, really good. So it's a little bit of trial and error. Maybe some of you have a shortcut on how to do this. Feel free to post a comment if you do. But that's pretty much it. And that's how you set up a scene. So now I can teleport back to in front of the house or inside the trailer with my $4.6 million worth of Bored Apes. And now if I hit the J key, I teleport right in front of the yacht with that cool blurring effect. Well, that is going to do it for this episode. I really hope you guys learned a lot on just how to create some blueprints for teleporting. If you have any questions, feel free to post a comment. If you've noticed, I respond to every post that you guys make. And be sure to join the Discord channel because we've got some great community members over there besides myself that might be able to answer your questions. I certainly will respond. And I'd love to see some of the work. If you guys are making now progress on building your own environments, over in the Discord channel, we have a place where you can post your work. And we're having a lot of fun over there. All right, you guys, don't forget to click on subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm making videos for you guys every single week, and I hope you enjoyed that one. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.